In Dallas, my sister and I embarked on a wearying voyage of 11 hours to fulfill our dreams of participating in the illustrious American Idol competition in Hollywood. The week unfolded with a relentless rush from one pre-competition event to another. Our temporary abode was a charming inn, where we had resided for several days prior to the anticipated audition. The day of the competition arrived, brimming with excitement as we scurried to prepare for the venue. Eventually, my sister's eagerness to tend to last-minute vocal exercises and warm-ups left me alone in our chamber, eagerly awaiting her return. The scorching Californian heat compelled me to embark on the task of adorning myself, clad solely in undergarments, to evade perspiration tarnishing my glamorous attire. Unveiling an unusual layout, the inn's room boasted a washstand and mirror in the general living area, while the toilet and bathing quarters resided in a separate chamber. This quirky arrangement exposed me to the view of passers-by through the window, although the curtains offered a modicum of privacy, albeit sheer enough to allow shadows and silhouettes to be discerned. Engrossed in curling my locks before the looking-glass, I caught sight of a man's profile as he strolled past my window. Me. Surely it must be my sister checking if I'm ready. She always has an eye for perfection. To my initial presumption, I dismissed this sight, surmising it to be my sister's playful antics. However, as the interloper persisted, contorting his head to scrutinize me through the drapes, I gradually grasped that he was not my sibling. For why would my sister not enter the chamber directly? A creeping unease replaced my prior nonchalance. Soon my trepidation peaked as the man advanced toward my chamber door. "Who are you? What do you want?" The height of horror engulfed me when I realized that my sister, in her excitement, had forgotten to secure the door properly. Thus, I found myself face to face with an imposing figure, at least 6 feet tall, standing within my sanctuary. My mind raced, apprehending the imminent threat of an attack. The sheer terror of that realization left me bereft of coherent thought. Survival instincts surged within me, contemplating the desperate necessity of defending myself, even if for a mere fleeting moment. Time stretched indefinitely as his malevolent gaze fixated upon me, hungering for a predatory strike. An eerie smile, revealing a set of maleficent teeth, spread across his countenance as he mumbled indiscernible words under his breath. While their complete meaning eluded me, I did make out the phrases, "pretty lady," and "came here." "Stay away from me! Leave this instant!" Startled by my outburst, he recoiled, retreating onto the motel's balcony. Intruder. "What? I didn't mean to scare you. Me. You dare not come any closer. Begone, vile intruder!" Perceiving this as my chance, I darted towards the door, narrowly slamming it shut before his second attempt to invade my sanctuary. Overwhelmed by fear, I crumbled to the floor, succumbing to uncontrollable sobs, immobilized until my sister returned, 15 agonizing minutes later. Me, crying, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. I was so scared." My sister embracing me. "What happened? Are you all right? I'm here now, and I won't let anyone harm you." In recounting the harrowing incident to my sister, her face filled with concern and anger. Determined to protect me, she insisted we take immediate action. "My sister, we can't let this go unnoticed. We need to inform the inn management and the authorities. That man shouldn't get away with what he did." The inn's management, explaining the terrifying encounter in vivid detail. They expressed their utmost sympathy and immediately called the authorities. I provided a detailed description of the intruder, hoping it would aid in his identification among the inn's occupants. The diligent police officers arrived swiftly, conducting inquiries among the few guests staying at the establishment. They assured us that they would do everything in their power to find the intruder and bring him to justice. Regrettably, none of the inn's guests matched the description I provided, leading to the unsettling conclusion that the intruder was not a resident of the inn. Devastated by the incident and the delay it caused, my sister and I had missed our chance to participate in the American Idol competition. Our dreams were shattered, and we felt a profound sense of injustice. It's not fair. We worked so hard for this opportunity, and now it's all gone. It was a delightful day as I embarked on a picturesque road trip along the magnificent Hanna highway. The breathtaking scenery enveloped me, casting a soothing spell that eased the weariness of the long journey. But alas, the monotony of the road took its toll, and a heavy drowsiness settled upon me as I struggled to keep my drooping eyelids from closing. Seeking respite, I made an impromptu decision to stop at the bustling Kahului harbor. Little did I know that fate had a different plan in store for me. It led me to a weary and dilapidated motel that bore the name Kahului Harbor 24. Its weathered facade and creaking doors hinted at a haunting past. As I walked into the reception area, a chill ran down my spine. There stood an older woman, her gaze shrouded in mystery, as if she held the secrets of this forsaken place. Our exchange was brief, yet unsettling, and she handed me an ancient key, a relic from another era, directing me towards a room that exuded an air of foreboding. Upon opening the door, a repugnant odor invaded my senses, assaulting me with its unpleasantness. The worn and matted carpet beneath my feet seemed to have borne witness to countless travelers who had sought refuge within these walls. The furniture, worn out and weary, carried the weight of years gone by. The faulty door lock added a touch of vulnerability, while the television flickered with distorted images, casting an eerie glow that sent shivers down my spine. Nightfall descended, and as I drew the moth-eaten curtains, I sought solace in the seclusion they offered. Closing myself off from the outside world, I yearned for a sense of security amidst the encroaching darkness. Exhausted yet restless, I surrendered to the embrace of sleep, only to be swept away into a realm where dreams intermingled with reality. Visions both unsettling and fantastical danced before my closed eyelids, entwining themselves with the fabric of my thoughts. Abruptly I awoke, my heart pounding in my chest, to a ghastly sight. A figure loomed ominously at the foot of my bed, shrouded in darkness. Fear consumed me as their voice, laced with menace, demanded the contents of my wallet. Paralyzed by terror, I watched helplessly as they vanished into the night, leaving behind an eerie silence that echoed in my ears. My trembling voice quivered as I called out, "Who are you? What do you want?" The figure remained silent, their menacing presence lingering in the room. I could feel the weight of their gaze upon me, their intent as sinister as the shadows that enveloped them. With my heart racing, I gathered the remnants of my courage and pleaded, "Please, spare me this torment. I have nothing of value to offer." But their voice, dripping with disdain, pierced through the silence. "Hand over your wallet or suffer the consequences." Paralyzed by fear, I reached for my wallet, my fingers trembling as I reluctantly handed it over. The figure snatched it from my grasp, their movements swift and calculated. As they disappeared into the night, the room fell into an eerie stillness, broken only by the sound of my ragged breaths. I sat there, my mind spinning with a whirlwind of emotions. How had my sanctuary become a haven for such malevolence? The darkness that once provided solace now held a deeper, sinister meaning. It whispered of the hidden dangers that lurked beneath the surface of the world I thought I knew. Frantically, I fumbled with the faulty door lock, its resistance only exacerbating my panic. With trembling hands, I reached for the phone, calling the authorities in hopes of justice. Yet, my plea was met with skepticism, as the limited evidence I possessed failed to fully convey the horror I had experienced. Disheartened, I sought a refund, determined to leave the desolate corridors of Kahului Harbor 24 behind. The weight of the encounter stayed with me as I opted to spend the night in the cramped confines of my car, canceling my credit cards in a desperate attempt to secure my financial safety. As I packed my belongings, a mixture of trepidation and resilience coursed through my veins. The memories of that fateful night lingered like a ghostly specter, whispering reminders of the darkness that dwelled in unexpected corners of the world. Yet amidst the shadows, a flicker of determination ignited within me, urging me to press forward. I am a night shift worker at a remote motel in California, and I have a story that will make your blood run cold. The motel sits on the outskirts of a small town, surrounded by dense woods and isolated from any signs of civilization. I've been working here for 6 months, and for the most part my nights have been uneventful. I consider myself a warm and sociable person, always ready to strike up a conversation with the weary travelers passing through. However, there's one guest who has intrigued me and, at the same time, sent a chill down my spine. She resides in room 11, a mysterious figure who has been locked away in that room for months. The other guests come and go, forming instant connections and sharing their stories. But this enigmatic woman remains an enigma. She wanders the motel during the quiet hours, her pregnant belly protruding prominently. Yet she never speaks to anyone, never engages in any human interaction. It's as if she exists in her own secluded world, isolated from the rest of us. It all started when I began hearing whispers emanating from within room 11 during my nightly rounds. The words were faint, indecipherable, but they possessed an eerie, ethereal quality that made my skin crawl. Each time I passed by, the whispers seemed to grow louder, as if beckoning me to unravel their dark secrets. "What is that strange sound?" I whispered to myself, my voice barely audible over the unnerving murmurings. My curiosity got the best of me, and I delved deeper into the woman's mysterious presence. I scoured the internet, searching for any information that could shed light on her peculiar behavior. What I discovered was shocking. I stumbled upon an old forum thread where a previous employee of the motel had shared their encounter with the woman in room 11. They had left the job long ago, but were haunted by the memory. The former employee asked me how the baby in room 11 was doing, assuming that the child must have grown up by now. Confused, I asked which baby they were referring to, only to realize that the woman had been pregnant for over 2 years. A wave of fear washed over me as I realized the disturbing truth. The child had seemingly never been born. The more I delved into the mysteries surrounding the woman in room 11, the more unsettling details emerged. It sent shivers down my spine to uncover the accounts of previous guests who had encountered her. They spoke of her face, describing it in the same disturbing manner, as if it belonged to multiple individuals, or as if she was trapped within the illusions of the motel residents. It was as though she had become a haunting presence within the very walls of room 11. "I'm telling you, there's something off about that woman," I confided to my coworker, anxiety lacing my voice. "Everyone who's seen her describes her face in the same eerie way. It's like she's not just one person." My coworker's eyes widened, a flicker of fear crossing their face. "I know what you mean," they replied, their voice hushed. "I remember one night, a guest asked me how the baby in room 11 was doing. When I asked which baby, they looked at me like I was crazy. But the thing is, that woman has been here for months, And there's never been any sign of a child." A chill ran down my spine as their words sank in. "Wait, you mean to tell me she's been pregnant for over 2 years? That's impossible!" My voice quivered with a mix of disbelief and dread. My coworker nodded, their expression mirroring my unease. "That's what I've heard. And it's not just that. People claim her face changes, like different souls are trapped within her. It's like she's a vessel for something far more sinister." My heart raced, a sense of foreboding weighing heavily upon me. What if she's not even human? What if there's something supernatural at play here? One fateful night, my curiosity overwhelmed me, compelling me to step inside the dreaded Room 11. The whispers grew, swirling around me, suffocating me in a cloak of terror. And there she sat, a pregnant woman whose face morphed with the souls trapped within her. Petrified, I glimpsed a twisted reality where the supernatural and the mundane intertwined. Her vacant gaze locked onto mine, and a smile devoid of humanity stretched across her countenance. With a racing heart, I fled, haunted by the realization that Room 11 concealed unfathomable secrets. The echoes of anguished whispers continued to torment my ears long after I escaped the clutches of that accursed chamber.